verses 51, he said, I am the living bread that came down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, he will live forever. And the bread that I will give for the life of the world is my flesh. And then he said this controversial statement to them. He said, unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you have no life in you. Whoever feeds on my flesh and drinks my blood abides in me, and I in him. And so he says this statement to the Jews that was very controversial, because they're thinking in terms naturally. How can we eat his flesh and drink his blood? We're not cannibals, and for Jewish people to eat meat that has blood in it is offensive, and it's against the law. But Jesus wasn't speaking to them in literal terms. He was speaking in spiritual terms. In essence, what he's saying, I'm the bread of life that came down from heaven to give my life for the world, for the sins of the world. And he said, whoever feeds on me, basically what he's saying is, whoever believes that my death on the cross, the giving of my flesh was taking their place and paying the penalty of their sin, and whoever drinks my blood, or who believes that my blood is an atonement for their sin, a payment from their sin. He said, unless you believe this, you have no spiritual life in you whatsoever. He said, unless you feed on me, you'll have no spiritual life on the inside of you.